In this week's episode, we catch up with Jared Justice during the National STOL Series at the SwampSTOL event in Jennings, Louisiana.
I'm Jared Justice from Viola, Arkansas, and this is my beautiful Model 4 Kitfox 1200 Speedster. So I acquired this airplane back in 2019 because I was 18 when I bought it, and I saved up enough money over the years and bought it with cash that I had saved up, and it's kind of the airplane that did what I wanted it to do. Mostly I was looking for an airplane with folding wings because I wanted to be able to put it in a shipping container to storage it, since at the time we didn't have our hangar built. And it kind of ended up being one of the cheaper airplanes that I could get into that had folding wings. And I'd originally thought of going with an earlier model, like a Model 1 or a 2, but they were a little smaller and didn't have the cruise speed that I wanted. So So the engine that's in this is a Rotax 912. It started out as a UL. I think it's an early 90s model, like a 92, 93 model 912. And I've since then, well, since I got it about a couple months ago from today, I put 100 horse pistons on it and cylinders, so it's now a 100 horse Rotax. It's like just less than a 912 ULS, but it still puts about the same horsepower. So I learned to fly in a 150, which I went halves in it, and so I learned to fly in that, got about 80 hours in that or so, and decided that I needed something with a little more performance to do what I wanted to do, as more backcountry flying. So I started looking at airplanes and decided that the Kitfox, because of the folding wings, was kind of the airplane that I wanted to, purchase. So I found one around Wichita, Kansas, which ended up being this one. And I had 3 hours of tailwheel time when I got into this. And that was flying in a 120, 80 horse 120. So the difference of performance and squirreliness was night and day. Wasn't even close. Takeoff was good. The landing, I needed about 3 tries on the landing, but once I had about five hours, maybe about 20 landings, it really wasn't that bad. And I had the little bitty donut tires on it, and that was actually worse than those tires for ground handling. So the wings on this airplane actually fold real easy. You just pull the front 2 pins out, disconnect the flapper on controls just right inside the turtle deck, and the wings swing back. I did it every day, or after every flight, for about a year, a little over a year, and I could do it in about 5 minutes. So this airplane takes off, they'll leave the ground about 35 mile an hour, 38 mile an hour, empty, or with just me and light. And if I climb at about 65, 70 miles an hour, which gets the best climb rate of about that 1,500 foot a minute with the 100 horse engine. And I cruise at, well, I can cruise over 100 if I pitch the prop to cruise. And that'd be running about 54, 5,500 on the RPM. And then approach is around 50, 55. Long final, and then I'll bring it into about 45 short final. Well, fuel burn on the way down here with that prop pitch really fine the way it is, and cruising at 5,400, I calculated I had just over 3 gallon hour fuel burn. So if I put a little bit more pitch into that prop, I'd say be around that 4 gallons per hour. But as far as I'm concerned, that's like flying for free.
We are partnering with great companies like Dynon Avionics at Dynon.com, Airtech Coatings at airtechcoatings.com. AviNation Youth Magazine at AviNationUSA.com. Take a moment to go visit their websites at the links found below in the description of this video. And visit our website at experimentalaircraftchannel.com for events, our video library arranged in easy-to-find playlists on specific topics, affiliate products, aviation merchandise, and so much more.
I got about 360 hours in my logbook, and I've been flying since 2017 is when I got my license. Actually 2018 when I got my license, but I've got about 200, maybe just slightly around that 200 mark in this, and I love every second of it. But now that I kind of do little STOL competitions, I gotta buy insurance, which I just get liability only, and that puts me, I think it was at $600 a year for liability only. And it's got $20,000 non-motion coverage with that. So
I want to kind of see how well you fit into this Series 4.
Just like that. And everything's just right there. 6'2".
You're 6'2", and you got plenty of...
and normally I fly with my shoes off just because it's easier for me to feel the rudder pedals, and everything's a little tighter up there. But
so what do you got going on your panel?
So we got EDM 350 JPI engine monitor, and that runs everything off the engine, gets me everything I need. We got a GRT Grand Rapids, that's the sport model, EFIS. And that's I just got that hooked up basic, so it's pretty much just a 6-pack, and then a Becker 4201 COM, and then Aero 500 GPS.
And a super lightweight instrument panel.
Very lightweight. So when I bought this airplane, it had the full 6-pack gauges, VOR, COM, transponder, an old like really ancient Tomorrow GPS thing, and goofy little quad engine monitor there. But when I took all that panel out, it was 55 pounds, and I put this panel right here, I put 6 pounds back in it.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, so it took my empty weight from 650 down to 600, and then I put in a little bit, and then I put the bigger tires on and done some things, so it's right around the 620 empty weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I put, I've got a YouTube channel that I put some stuff on there, just, you know, goofing off around the place and gravel bars and whatnot around northern Arkansas. And that's just Jared Justice. Pretty much find me on there. And hoping to go to Oshkosh, possibly fly in the STOL demo at Oshkosh if I can get my slot in that. And I'll for sure 100% be at Arkansas 2022 competing.
Okay, so the seat.
All right, right about.
No. Okay.
Back in just a hair more. Okay. If you're still here, you've made it all the way to the end of this episode. So if you want more of original aviation content, hit that subscribe button and engage all notifications so you don't miss a single episode.